guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. So this week, as you can see, I am on a racetrack. This is Sonoma Speedway or Sonoma Raceway in beautiful Sonoma, California. And you're gonna see some cars flying by over my shoulder. I'm up in the grandstands right now. Mostly because of that sound. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a very long video of my 3 laps. I just got done a few minutes ago. As you can see, there's a bunch of cars back here. I drove one of these Ferraris. It was amazing. So let me know your thoughts. I had a blast today. Gosh, the adrenaline is still pumping. My family was here watching. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Okay, it's electric seat on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Put your foot on that brake pedal for me.
Right. So go in here, foot on the brake.
Yep. You're too far back. You're kind of a tall gentleman, so
yes,
push on that brake pedal. Maybe bring the seat forward just a little. How's that feel? Right about there.
Feels great.
We can work with that.
Okay.
And the steering wheel, we can move it wherever you'd like as well. Oh, there you can hear me better.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
That feel good?
That feels
okay,
great.
Close. Let's put a seatbelt on you and close the door. I hate it when my drivers fall out.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
What's your name?
I'm Josh.
Josh, I'm Marty.
Marty, nice
Welcome to
meet
the
you.
Extreme Experience today. We appreciate you coming out and seeing us.
Thank you, likewise.
Okay, Josh, put your foot on the brake pedal. Pull once on the right paddle shifter.
Okay.
And should say 1.
Yep.
Hang on, we'll see where he wants us to line up.
You got it. Might try to adjust the steering wheel a little bit. Does it come back? It comes back.
Yep. You can put it where you want it.
Right there. Awesome. That's better.
Okay, roll on up behind the yellow Lamborghini, please. The mirrors are set for me, Josh, so they're going to seem weird to you.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Did you do a ride along?
I did.
Okay, that helps me out a lot because that means you've been around the track once. So, eyes out the windshield at all times, though. I don't care what the dashboard says. I need you looking down track. This is a technical track, and we obviously are going to need you working pretty hard here. In 3 laps, I'm going to make you work up a sweat, believe it or not.
Okay.
Left side of the car is your side. Right side of the car will be my side. Be nice and smooth on that gas and brake. Smooth on that steering wheel. This Ferrari is going to reward you with the most awesome ride you'll ever have today, unless you brought your Formula 1 car with you. With that being said, we're going to roll on the throttle when I'm going like this. When I go like that, you're welcome to accelerate as much as you want to. Yellow cones, we're going to lift. Red cones will be braking.
Okay.
If I'm shaking my fist and screaming like a little girl, more brake, humor me and step on that brake pedal a little harder, all right? We're going to roll with him, but just a little slower. We're going to put a nice big gap between us and them, all right?
You bet.
3 feet from the inside and outside of the track at all times. Don't hit any cones, they're expensive. If you want a souvenir, go get a shirt or a hat from my wife up at front of house and save me all the paperwork.
All right.
In the event of a pass or we're passing them, it's a combination of radio calls and hand signals. I'll work that out with the other instructor.
Okay.
And please do not pass unless I say it's okay to do so.
You bet. Deal.
Any questions for me, Josh?
No, not that I have.
You ever done this before?
No, I don't. So now I've driven I own an Audi R8.
Okay.
So I'm not afraid of the performance or anything. I've just never driven on a track.
Gotcha. Well, we'll break you in on that real quick here.
I'm glad to hear it.
Like I said, big thing's being smooth.
Okay.
So if you're smooth, you'll be fast. That's the key people don't understand. If you're jerking the car around, it's not happy.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
Sit there and watch him, see what kind of... Yeah, go ahead and roll on up there. Okay, Josh, as we come out on track, it's going to be just like you did with the lead car, okay? We're going to stay to your side of the track, and it's a game of connect the dots, obviously. We're going to go from orange cone to green cone, and back and forth. Okay, roll into that throttle a little bit for me as we come up the hill. It's kind of like climbing a mountain here. And we're going to come up to that orange cone. We're going to come over to my side of the green cone. You can keep accelerating all the way up here. You can accelerate a little bit more if you'd like. Head over to the orange cone. Keep accelerating. We're going to go all the way down to this next bottom of the valley, and then I'm going to have you just barely touch the brakes. Just a touch is all we need. Off the brake. You carry more speed next time through over to your side of the green cone. Up the orange cone, back to the green cone. As we come over, look for that cone. There we go. Add power coming down the hill, all the way to the red cone. So you accelerate and get on that brake pedal nice and firm because you'll be carrying a lot of speed next time. A little harder.
Okay.
Off the brake, let it roll around the corner, and accelerate all the way to the next red set of cones. Same thing. Give me a little brake right in here. Over to my side. And as we accelerate here, we're going to get in kind of a rhythm. We're going to stay in the middle of the track. You kind of get in the S curves here, and you just kind of get a rhythm going. You actually just kind of maintain the speed to where you really don't gain it or lose it.
Okay.
Kind of the best bet. Big thing's just being smooth in here. Believe it or not, you can make a lot of time up here. Accelerate now as we come out of the S corner, as we come down to the bottom of the hill. And lift a little bit. And now you can go back into the power and accelerate a little bit. If we catch up to this Lamborghini, we'll just ask for a pass. Alright, back over the green cone on my side. This is this zone. It'll probably be after the hairpin here.
Okay.
Add a little power coming down here. Stay right with him. Go ahead and accelerate. Just stay right with him. Just don't pass him yet. And I want you nice and firm brakes as we come into the hairpin here because we can. This is kind of calamity corner for the NASCAR guys.
Sure it is.
Okay, roll into that power just a little bit because we're going to pick up the pass here. We're going to come to my side of the track. There you go. Now accelerate real good, Josh Furry. There you go. There you go. Good job. Just slight lift. Now back into the power as we come around the corner and the green cone. Accelerate down the straightaway. Back to the little bit of a lift right here. And go to your side. Over to the orange cone. Back up to the green cone on your side. Nice and smooth. Good job. Thank you. Okay, touch of the brake. Now back over to my side. Add a little power up the hill. Over to the orange cone on your side. Back over to my side. Touch of the brake. Back over to your side. And up the hill we go to the orange cone again. Back to my side. Add power as we come over the top of the hill. All the way to the red cones again. And give me nice and firm brakes. We are carrying more speed this time. Off the brake, around the corner to my side, and accelerate to the red cones. Brakes once again. Back over to my side, and accelerating into the S's here. And pick up that nice speed, and then just get into that rhythm again for me. Okay. Man, you're nice and smooth, man. You're easy.
Thanks.
You doing okay over there?
Yeah.
That's fun.
That is great.
Bring that audio out. Now you want to do track day.
There you go.
There you go. Just a very lift. Come back into the power right here. Very little speed as we come around this corner. And have a lift just a little bit right here. Come to the green cone on my side. We're going to accelerate to the yellow cone. And then, like I said, we get our brakes nice and firm down here into the hairpin. And give me some good brakes right there. Good job. Back over to my side. Roll back into that power as we come around the corner. And accelerate out the corner. There we go. Good job. A little harder. Keep going. Slight lift. Back to the green cone. And down the straightaway we go. Lift. Back to your side. The orange cone. Back to the green cone on your side. Nice and smooth. And give me some brakes. There
Sorry.
you go. Carried pretty good speed through there that time. A little power up the hill. You doing okay?
Yeah, doing great.
Over to my side. Just a touch of the brake. The reason I want the brake there just settles the car down on the springs. Back to your side. Back to my side. Down the hill. We'll accelerate to the red cones again. And nice and firm at the bottom of the hill on those brakes for me. Over to my side. And accelerate to the red cones once again. On those brakes. Over to my side, off the brakes. And get that rhythm again for those S corners. Back to the side.
Sorry, I tapped the brakes.
That's alright. And the old sphincter muscle once in a while comes into play, don't it?
That's right.
There we go. Little power down the hill. And then after this next corner, I'm going to slow you up. I'm going to be going in the pits, all right?
Hey, you got it.
Come around here and start slowing up. We're going to be going down pit road here on your side. Very good.
Thank you. That was fun.
Nice and smooth, good and fast. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
I said you're going to want to bring your car out and play now.
You're not wrong. I told my wife, I said, I'm afraid I'm going to want to upgrade.
Yeah, there you go. Your audio will get around here good.
Oh, yeah. No, it does great, but like I said, I've never been on a track, so it was new. But I had a smile on my face the whole time. I'm sorry if I was like breathing heavy or anything.
No, you're fine. I don't even have a speaker back from you, actually.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, some of the guys do, some of the guys don't. It's just I've got too much radio gear because I got a NASCAR headset in here too. We're gonna stop here and get your picture taken. So awesome. Yeah, you bet. Yeah, get an instructor relief for the number 11 Ferrari.
Thanks.
Roll on down pit road here, and we'll put her back in there.
You got it. Got a Lambo brake, I think.
We a lot of times we'll pull one car out, they'll do some service on it, and then we'll put it back in service.
Gotcha.
They call them hero cars if it's not one that we actually need in order to fulfill the workload. So
Sure, it becomes, yeah.
so we're going to come up here and right there is good. And we're going to pull on both paddle shifters for me. Should say neutral.
Well, what did you guys think? That was an experience of a lifetime. As you can see, I'm back home and I've had a couple of days to kind of digest all that I got to take in just those few days ago. And gosh, it was a blast. I wanted to just kind of start by saying, if you guys ever have an opportunity to do something like that, do it. It is worth it. It's expensive, but it's so much fun. I learned a ton about how to drive around a track. I learned a ton about the capabilities of these cars. It was just really an eye-opening experience. I mean, I always have loved cars, but going through something like that for the first time ever was pretty amazing. So again, it was super, super fun. You know, you guys got to see, I didn't quite hit 100 miles an hour. I think the needle hit maybe 93. Which seemed like I was flying down the road. I mean, there was one point where he even tells me, you know, you kept pretty good speed through there. That wasn't a super hard banking turn or anything, but I came out of that straight at like 93 and carried it, you know, between 80 and 85 all the way through that turn. And, you know, another point in the video, he mentions the sphincter reflex. That's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing. Yeah, I didn't quite scare myself, but I did tap the brakes because of an instinct, right? Gosh, it was just a blast. And again, I'd encourage you guys all to do it. That Ferrari 488 is a fantastic car. If you guys have an opportunity, if you've never driven a Ferrari, do it. Do it. They are very forgiving. You wouldn't think that. You'd think that a Ferrari is just a high-end exotic that is raw and it is what it is. And you know what? No, I would suggest the opposite. It actually drove incredibly smooth. It idled incredibly smooth. I never even felt the transmission shift. And I mean, I was going fast and slow and fast and slow. And that thing just kept with the demand. I mean, I pushed the gas and it moved. I would suggest that the transmission is way more finely tuned than the R8. When I drive this thing around, if I'm at low speeds, it's really kind of clunky and it really is a bit jerky. And so for us, or for me to be riding in that with the instructor in that Ferrari, and you know, I could roll through that start perfectly smooth, accelerate, you know, slowly to more rapidly. It was great, very, very smooth. The whole thing was very, very smooth. You might have heard the squealing of the brakes. You know what? They're high performance brakes that are getting abused. They're getting used hard. You know, you're going from 90 to stop, and those things are getting hot. So the squeals are normal. Just the sound of the exhaust, the car's flying by you when you're sitting down there in the pits. It was just a neat experience. It was awesome to drive, awesome to go that speed. You know, again, it felt way faster than it was. I was for sure thinking I'd hit 100, didn't do it. Got to 93, I think was the fastest I got. But they were saying that, you know what, that is a very technical course. In fact, the instructor said that right at the beginning. It's a technical course. And so when we were going through our driver's training course before the drive, they actually told us that when NASCAR drive through there, the typical speed's about 120. So, you know, 20 to 25 miles an hour slower than a professional NASCAR driver for someone who's never driven on that track made me feel pretty good. If I had another 2, 3, 4 laps, I would have pushed the car a little bit harder, and I got faster every lap. But, you know, another 2 or 3 or 4 laps, I'm pretty sure I would have broken the 100 mark and knocked, you know, another 15 seconds off my lap time. So again, you know, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the more you learn the car. I'd never even sat in that car prior to what you saw in the video. I mean, I hadn't even closed the door yet when that video started. So you guys witnessed my entire experience with that car. I got out realizing, shoot, you know what? I wanted to take a picture of the dash. I wanted to admire the craftsmanship of this Ferrari, and I didn't. I mean, I got in and immediately, you know, he's telling me to adjust the seat and the steering wheel and seat belt and close the door and get ready to roll forward. And he's giving me so much instruction, which was important, but I didn't get to sit there and really enjoy the Ferrari for what it was. At that point, it kind of didn't matter. Was I driving a Ferrari or a Lambo or a Corvette or a whatever? So I felt like part of that I did get a little bit robbed of, but the entire experience was fantastic. We got within inches, feet really, but it felt like inches when you're going 85, 90 miles an hour from that wall. And I mean, again, I think that wall being so close, it's why it felt so fast. Yeah, it was just amazing. So anyway, I loved that video. I wanted to share that with you. You probably saw in the lower right-hand corner was the G-force meter, so you could see, you know, how hard I was cornering and the angle of the car as I was coming through some of those turns. They were very clear that, you know, one thing you want to do is tap the brakes. You don't want to mash down on them because then the nose of the car dives. So in cars that are all-wheel drive especially, but rear-wheel drive is ultra important too, when you release the brakes and lightly apply them, rather than the front of the car nose diving and the rear getting lighter, thus transferring power to the asphalt, that's when you get in trouble. And that's when you turn your car sideways or you spin or do any of those things. And they were very clear, you do not want to lose control of one of these cars. You know, first of all, they're expensive to replace, but second of all, you know, you've got the life of another person sitting next to you and everything else. There's other drivers on the track. You got to see me pass a Lamborghini. They did that safely. I could have done it much earlier, as you saw. You know, I left a big enough gap, and when it was safe, he pulled over and I was able to pass safely. And so those are kind of things that they really make you take control. They really make you do it safely in such a way that you're not going to harm yourself or anybody else. You know, I mean, having gone through it, it was fantastic. Again, extreme experience is the real deal. They know what they're doing. They take really good care of you. They gave me a t-shirt at the end, which is awesome. My wife bought a Hydro Flask water bottle. My son bought a hat, and my daughter bought the same shirt I have. So, you know, we all came home with our swag, and, you know, I've shown that video to a handful of people. Everybody else gets to see it here, which is awesome. So that's all I got. You know, I've been unpacking this, and actually as I was thinking about what to say in this video, there was a whole bunch of stuff that was running through my mind, and I kind of lost most of it, you know, just as I'm talking. Yeah, I kind of forget what I had planned, and I think I got the gist of it out. The car was awesome. I do want to upgrade at some point. You know, that car, again, just the shifting and everything was so smooth. I've always wanted a Ferrari since I was a little kid, but I can't afford one yet. I'll be honest with you guys, they're too much money. And so like that Ferrari 488 that I drove, you know, used ones range anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000. That's ridiculous. My income needs to more than double for me to even like think about that. And that's not happening anytime real soon. So don't expect to see a Ferrari in my garage anytime real soon, but it's still in the back of my mind. Someday I'd love one. And yeah, that ride along was pretty cool too. I didn't really talk much about that. I'll actually insert that video here at the end, but you'll get to see, you know, I was in the back seat of a Dodge Charger. I think it was the Hellcat Red Eye wide body, whatever it is. It's the Primo one, 900 and something horsepower. And the instructor was telling us, you know, that this car is as capable as really any of those supercars. And I was watching his speedometer, and you're not going to see it in the video too much, but I filmed the first lap, and we did 3 laps total. The second and third lap, again, I was kind of watching the speedometer, and he never got above 85. And so again, for me to hit almost 95, felt really good. So I'm satisfied with that. I'm pleased with that. It was a lot of fun. But you know, comment down below. Let me know, have you ever done these kind of experiences, or would you? They travel the states, so wherever you're located, you could probably find one within a couple of hours. I strongly encourage it. It is fantastic. If you're a car guy, do it. Even just to wander through and see the cars and hear the cars, and even if you didn't drive one, go to one of these events and sit in the pit or sit up in the grandstands, and it just gets your blood pumping, man. Your heart is beating really hard, really fast. And you know, the instructor told me he's going to make me sweat. He maybe did a little bit. I'm kind of thinking I made him sweat too. At the end of that video, you heard him ask for driver relief. Hopefully I didn't scare the crap out of him. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, let me know if you've ever done an experience like this. Comment down below, like, share this stuff, follow along. We're gonna talk more in the future. You're also seeing this car's back in the garage. I'll give you a little bit of an update on that thing next week, I think, and we'll go from there. So like always, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.
All right, we're heading out. So you make a nice gap between you and the car in front of you. Sorry, they were talking to my ear there for a while. Yeah, you make a nice gap between you and the car in front of you. But we're going to go out together because we're both the lead cars. Up the hill we go, following our cones. Get on the side of the track. Leave a 3-foot gap though. Obviously don't hit the cone. Leave a 3-foot gap and keep it going. From the orange to the green. Copy. 06 can give a pass for 2 in just a moment. Lift and brake right up to the orange. The orange says come up to me, and that little pointer says go across the track. So that's what we do. Now let's follow the green cones. Lead the green. Keep following the green. Everybody doing okay?
Yep.
All right. On the brakes and then back on medium gas. Brake. You can add some good gas here. Lift, brake. Now look out the passenger window for your cones. Watch those green cones. Come around and green on top of the wall.